Live from the area's award-winning source for news, Ron Beaton, Johnette Warren, meteorologist Cal Sisto, and Dave Winder Sports. This is News Channel 6 at 6.
Good evening, everybody, and thanks for joining us. Johnette is away tonight. Our top story, a quick pick Powerball ticket has become a quick $33 million for some La Cinta residents. The winners say it's quite a payoff for the $30 worth of tickets they bought for Saturday's drawing. Scott Ulrich has been following the story. Scott, a busy day for the Kentucky Lottery and Powerball folks today.
Well, Ron, believe it or not, along with the Powerball winners, 17 sanitation workers from Louisville are also sharing a $9 million jackpot. But it's the $33 million jackpot that has people talking. Draper, along with his sister Phyllis Newton and brother William Draper, chipped in to buy $30 worth of tickets on Saturday. Yesterday, they found out they had hit it big.
What are we going to do with the money? Well, spend it. But hopefully wisely. I'm thinking about a new home for myself and my wife. And after that, I don't know, it's all open. So.
James Draper says he'll use the money to retire from the ironworks business. His sister says she'll fix up the house she's lived in for the past 30 years. As for those sanitation workers we mentioned earlier who won the $15 million jackpot, they're talking tonight of new cars and new homes. Ron, all of the winners say they've been trying for years to hit this kind of payoff. Looks like they're going to have to start watching Your Money Matters.
Yes, that is good advice, right. Thanks, Scott. Well, back in La Cinta, residents are still in shock over the town's newest millionaire. The rumor mill has been running full speed for the past 24 hours. Jennifer Johnson joins me now live from Carl's BP station. That's where James Draper bought the winning ticket. Jennifer, would you say that sanity has returned to town yet?
I don't know about that, Ron. We were here yesterday. This is the convenience food store where the ticket was bought. When we were here yesterday, it was crazy. We came back today to see some of the businesses, and excitement levels were still high. It seems like people are just still trying to comprehend how one little ticket could catapult not just one, but 3 of their neighbors to millionaire status overnight. At the Bluegrass restaurant in La Cinta, Monday morning is the time to drink a little coffee, do a little socializing, and solve the world's problems.
I don't think it's really soaked in yet. You know, that La Cinta, Kentucky, the big Powerball winner. I mean, that's unbelievable.
Today, that problem at hand is figuring out what their neighbor should do with a $33 million Powerball jackpot he just won.
I guess everybody's talking about it, you know. Everybody here is talking about it. Big news for a little place like this.
We were talking earlier, we can kind of understand or see what you could do with a couple of $1 million. But $33 million, that's big money for anybody, especially Ballard County. So I don't know where he's going to go spend it around here.
Local business owners have their own answer to that question.
My statement is that if he wanted 1 or a dozen or just buy it all, he'd be welcome to it. I'd do my best to sell it to him.
Whole business, huh?
I'd just sell the whole thing to him.
In fact, James Draper could probably afford to buy the whole town. Even his own family members are having a hard time coming to grips with that.
He came by my house and showed me the ticket yesterday while I was drinking coffee, reading the paper.
Did you spit your coffee out?
Just about, yeah.
Back at the Bluegrass, locals will just keep drinking their coffee, saying things like,
I wish it was me. I'm really happy for the guy, but I really wish it was me.
Chances are people in this town will be saying that for the rest of their natural-born lives, Ron.
Jennifer, now we understand that there was another winner in that area some time ago.
It was several years ago, but there was a Ballard County couple who won more than $5 million. So depending on how superstitious you are, this could be a pretty lucky place to live.
Well, they will probably sell some more tickets there in the store you're at. Thanks,
I'd be
Jennifer.
willing to bet on it.
Thanks, Jennifer. In other news tonight, coal and tobacco, the hot topics at today's meeting between Kentucky Governor Paul Patton and President Clinton. The governor and several Kentucky cabinet members met with the president and some of his cabinet. And Patton says there was some good news out of the meeting. Kentucky will get a $5.2 million grant that will help retrain 225 unemployed coal miners in 5 counties, 2 of those counties, Union and Henderson. Patton also asked the president to back off on tobacco regulation. He says he told Mr. Clinton that many tobacco growers fear an FDA proposal to regulate nicotine as a drug would cripple the tobacco industry. Well, the first wave of reservists from Marion, Illinois are on active duty as of today. It's the 347th Adjutant General Reception Battalion. Their job is to process troops on their way to Bosnia for the peacekeeping mission. Let's go live now to Laura Sabatino at the battalion headquarters in Marion. Laura, when are these troops going to be leaving?
Well, Ron, we're talking about 100 soldiers from the southern Illinois area that will be heading to Fort Benning, Georgia. 20 or so will leave tomorrow morning. Those are members of the advance team. The rest will leave on Thursday. So for the next few days, it's preparation work.
When a battalion moves, even Old Glory goes with them.
This is my responsibility.
These are members of the 347th Company from Marion, getting ready to report for duty at the country's main processing station, Fort Benning, Georgia, where these Army reservists are in charge of logistics.
You know, we're basically a hotel. You know, you can look at us that way. You know, we house them, feed them, and make sure they get to where they need to go, including the plane.
But first, these soldiers need to get there, and they're busy packing up their weapons, computers, and paper for processing all 20,000 troops heading for Bosnia. It's a job that's coming much sooner than Specialist Nicole West expected, with only 2 years in the reserves and a first away for the holidays.
I think it's going to be really hard being away from home for Christmas, but it's something you got to do, so just go and do it.
And it's home away for Christmas for 3 other companies, the 825th that's stationed right here in Marion, plus the 476th and the 735th replacement companies out of Centralia. And according to the orders, Ron, they're going to be gone for about 9 months.
So an extended trip, it looks like, for them. Thanks, Laura. A Marion, Illinois man accused in the 1994 Election Day shooting spree has again been found unfit to stand trial. 41-year-old James Johnson faces 12 felony counts. He allegedly shot up the county courthouse, 2 police stations, and the Masonic and Shriners temples. Johnson took the witness stand today, but a judge ruled that Johnson is not ready for trial and sent him back to the Chester Mental Health Center. Officials at Burlington Northern Railroad have pinpointed the cause of Friday night's train derailment in Johnson County. They say the cause, a burned-off bearing on a train car axle. It caused 27 train cars to jump the tracks, dumping nearly 3,000 tons of coal and damaging several sections of track. The damage is estimated at $900,000. After a massive cleanup, the line is up and running again. Well, some say, play it again, Sam. Uncle Sam, that is. The budget showdown has stopped some for the second time in our area. In fact, the doors at the Crab Orchard Wildlife Refuge are locked, and the handwriting is on the walls, or the front door, to be exact. A sign there reads, "Due to continuing resolution not being passed, this facility is closed until further notice." That leaves the workers with more time and a lot less holiday cash. Well, several Paducah schools are cashing in on improved attendance. Paducah Public Schools offered a $1 per student reward for any school that improved fall attendance by half a percentage point. 5 schools did it: Paducah Tillman, Paducah Middle, and Cooper Whiteside, McNabb, and Morgan Elementaries. Last year, attendance dropped 1.5%. The district average now stands at 94.71%, and that is up exactly half a point from last year. Well, still ahead on our newscast, finding out who wants 1,000 teddy bears for Christmas and trying to make sure people don't go hungry during the holidays. Details next.
The holiday season is a time for sharing family time together. The staff at Grogan's Farm Country Sausage wants to wish you a safe and enjoyable holiday. Be sure to keep plenty of Grogan's Farm sausage on hand. And happy holidays from the makers of Grogan Sausage.
When you achieve your dream of owning your own business, protect it with the best. That's right, Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. Who better to trust with your small business than Kentucky's largest domestic property and casualty insurance company? Kentucky Farm Bureau understands the insurance needs of small businesses. It's just good business sense to insure with Kentucky's best. Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. All-around coverage, all around Kentucky.
The 1996 Oldsmobile Achieva and Sierra are here. Royal Oaks Oldsmobile now has a large selection of Achievas and Sierras in stock in a variety of option packages. Oldsmobile simplified pricing assures you the very most car for your dollar, whichever model you choose. And Royal Oaks backs you up after the sale with factory-trained Olds technicians. 1996 Oldsmobile Achieva and Sierra, available and affordable right now at Royal Oaks Oldsmobile on Park Avenue, Paducah.
Dennis Hines and his friendly staff wish you and your family a very happy holiday season. Customer satisfaction is our #1 priority. See how Dennis Hines has brought back the service station. Happy holidays from Dennis Hines Sitco, 538 Lonoke Road, Paducah.
While we're worrying what to get each other this Christmas, some needy families wonder where their next meal will come from. But Lonoke First Baptist Church is among those trying to make sure that food isn't a worry for a while. Amy Watson has that story.
Theresa Elder is filling her cart to help a family that's less fortunate than hers this Christmas.
2 breads.
She's one of the many volunteers at Lonoke First Baptist Church preparing 2 weeks' worth of food for more than 300 needy families in the Paducah area.
2 whole potatoes. It's just a great feeling to know that we're helping other people that need our help this time of the year. It's great to know when we're through that someone else is benefiting from it. 2 tunas.
Church began collecting and storing the food months ago. They will give away $14,000 worth this week.
It does make you feel good inside. It's one of the things I do that helps me understand the Bible when it says it's better to give than it is to receive.
A project filling stomachs and hearts during this holy season. Amy Watson, News Channel 6.
Well, we have some wet, messy weather around tonight, and it may get worse as the night goes on into tomorrow. Cal Sisto will have all the details next. But first, let's look at Cal's Weather School question for the evening. The percentage of airline delays that are weather-related is about 50%, 60, or 70%. The answer in Cal's forecast right after this short break.
Sutner family.
Weather School is brought to you by Pepsi, People's First Corporation, and Western Baptist Hospital.
As we celebrate this festive holiday season, the directors, officers, and staff of People's First extend to you and your family the warmest wishes for a peaceful and joyous holiday season. We hope that 1996 brings success in everything you do. Season's greetings from People's First, leading the way in Ballard, Callaway, Graves, Livingston, Marshall, and McCracken counties. People's First.
Shop and save more at West Kentucky Factory Outlet. Factory Direct saves you more on all your favorite brands. West Kentucky Factory Outlet, the fun place with that easy pay. More variety, more savings, you'll have more fun. Shop and save more at West Kentucky Factory Outlet Mall.
All these people spend a small part of their day at a BP station. We make it easy to breeze in, get what you need, and be gone. Because even though we're BP, we understand that the best part of life is not when you're stopped at a gas station. BP, we keep you moving.
Here we are on Lonoke Road in McCracken County on a wet evening with fog, too. Not a very pretty one to be out and about, but if you have to be, please be ready to slow it down just a bit. Cloudy skies and 50 degrees with some drizzle outside the Weather Center right now. Our relative humidity just about all the way up there. The barometer 29.74. Steady right now. The winds out of the northwest. Been mainly from the northeast this afternoon between 3 and 5. And our Skywatch 6 satellite view is showing the clouds moving across the Gulf Coast, signifying some heavy thunderstorms which dropped up to 9 inches of rain in East Texas earlier today with some substantial flooding, as you can well imagine. Still some heavy rain and near severe conditions along the central Gulf Coast. But to the north, in our neck of the woods, just some low clouds and the drizzle, and in some spots a little more substantial rain coming in. Here's the Skywatch regional radar. The rain moving on off toward the north and the northeast. So far, The heaviest rain staying to the southeast of our area and off to the northwest. It looks like this area of precipitation will be moving in from that direction. We'll have more coming in from the south as well later on tonight. NIXRAD right now picking up the trailing edge of the more substantial rain to the east of our area now, moving off toward the northeast. And we're not seeing that western batch quite yet, but we will over the next several hours. Here's the current scene with low pressure right over top of us, moving off to the east now, so the barometer at the moment kind of steady, kind of rising perhaps a little bit. But the new, more substantial storm system for us will be coming out of the Gulf of Mexico straight toward the northeast. And as it crosses the area in the next 24 hours, a variety of weather conditions for us. First of all, the rain and possibly thunderstorms for the southern half of the area tonight, and could be some locally heavy rain too. Then as that moves by, it will draw in colder air. And yes, this is snow across parts of Kansas, Oklahoma, and northern Texas right now. And it looks like that is going to be moving into portions of our area with the possibility of some accumulation for parts of Illinois and Missouri before all is said and done tomorrow night. Today here at the Weather Center, our high has been 55 degrees, 10 above normal, low so far. Our current reading of 50, way above the normal of 28, 0.17 of an inch of rain in the gauge here so far today. Our current hour temperatures in the 40s across the northern half of the area with 50s in the south, showing where that warm front is located right about here. And it looks like this same split will exist for the next several hours, and then we'll begin to see some cooler air come in from the northwest by tomorrow morning after the storm center passes through. Here's the scene for the next couple of days with the storm system passing by tonight. Still rain for most of us, but the leading edge of that snow will be crossing our area during the next 24 hours, beginning in the northwestern corner early tomorrow morning, and for the rest of us by late tomorrow. Accumulations seem most likely for the northern fringe of our area, with any substantial accumulations of 1 inch plus, with for the rest of us just a minor accumulation, if anything at all. But stay in touch. These things can change dramatically and very quickly. For tonight, our 4-day forecast under cloudy skies, good chance of rain with maybe some thunder in the south, lows from the mid and upper 30s northwest corner to 40s in the south. Then for tomorrow, a brisk wind out of the north to northwest behind that front at 15 to 30 miles an hour, and the colder air coming in, morning highs mid-30s to mid-40s. Colder air changes it over to snow and possibly some sleet too. Then on Wednesday, it should all be done except for the cold air continuing to come in. It looks like it's going to be quite cold for the second half of the week and the first part of the weekend. Okay, here's that weather school question again. The percentage of airline delays that are weather-related is about 70%. Now, this may surprise some people, and other people may think that most of them are, but in fact, that's a pretty large percentage. And we're talking about fog and sometimes rain reducing visibility, sometimes snow, just any number of things.
Some may say the airlines are just taking advantage of the weather and blaming it on the weather. Some may say that.
Yes, right, especially if they've been delayed.
Yeah, thanks, Cal. Coming up next in sports, Dave Winder checks out the weekly college basketball rankings. How far did UK move up? And Howard Schnellenberger, what's going on with him at Oklahoma? Sports is next.
With so many gifts to buy in so little time, how will you get it all done?
More than 100 merchants at Kentucky Oaks Mall give you time with extended holiday hours.
With so many gifts to wrap, there's just not enough time.
Wrap it all up with Kentucky Oaks Mall gift wrapping.
You could spend hours finding the perfect gift for some people on your list.
Give a Kentucky Oaks gift certificate. Open daily 8 a.m. to 10 p.m., Friday and Saturday from 8 a.m. till 11 p.m., and Sunday 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Make the most of your time for the holidays at Kentucky Oaks Mall.
You've been holding back all year. Isn't it about time you did something good for yourself? Like stopping by your Chevy Geo dealer during the year-end countdown and getting low 4.9% APR financing or an affordable smart lease on this fabulous Chevy Lumina. It includes great features like standard dual airbags, room for 6 adults, and powerful V6. And that's just for starters. Don't put off till tomorrow what you can enjoy today. Chevy's year-end countdown ends January 8th.
There's a great night of entertainment on WPSD, followed by News Channel 6 Nightcast.
The employees of Western Baptist Hospital wish you a safe and healthy holiday. Season's greetings from Western Baptist Hospital.
In this week's college basketball poll, the Kentucky Wildcats moved up one notch to number 4 in the country. Now, don't forget, Kentucky's game with Marshall tomorrow night is on News Channel 6 at 7 p.m. You'll see the game right here. Let's check out the top 25 this week. Kansas and UMass split the first-place votes with Kansas, the prohibitive number 1 in the nation. And it is Arizona, Kentucky, and Memphis rounding out the top 5. Villanova dropped from 2 to 7 with their loss last week. Iowa's number 10 this week. Illinois and Missouri are ranked 14 and 15. That should make for an interesting game on Wednesday night when they get together for bragging rights in St. Louis. Checking out 16 through 20. You'll see Georgia and Tubby Smith. They are on a roll. They debut this week at number 18. And on down the line, 21 through 25, you'll see Georgia Tech, Virginia, California gets in this week. And the Louisville Cardinals, since losing to Georgia Tech, they dropped to 25 in the nation. The Murray State Racers are preparing to take on the Cardinals Wednesday night at Freedom Hall. We'll look forward to that. In the meantime, a team record that stood for 29 years was broken Saturday night by Marcus Brown. Brown, the returning OVC Player of the Year, pumped in 45 points in the Racers' win over Washington University. Based on that outstanding game, Brown is again the OVC's Player of the Week. Brown topped the mark of 44 points set by Herb McPherson in 1966. Brown was 14 of 16 from the field, and 13 was his lucky number from the line because he was perfect, 13 for 13 from the stripe. Well, 1 year ago, Louisville head coach Howard Schnellenberger left the Cardinals to coach the Oklahoma Sooners. But as the old saying goes, the grass isn't always greener on the other side of the fence. Schnellenberger resigned today after a disappointing 5-5-1 season in which the Sooners lost to Oklahoma State for the first time since 1976. They were also shut out in their final 2 games. Schnellenberger's resignation was a surprise to the Oklahoma Board of Regents and President David Bourne, who were apparently not unhappy with the '95 season. The Georgia football program has Kansas coach Glenn Mason as the new man of the job this evening. Mason was successful at rebuilding a troubled program at Kansas. He took the Jayhawks from 1-10 in his first season 9 years ago to 9-2 this year, and they will play in the Aloha Bowl. Ray Goff, who was ousted last month, will coach the Bulldogs one last time in the Peach Bowl against Virginia on the 30th. Checking pro football, the St. Louis Rams' once promising season is all but shot after a home 35-23 loss to the Redskins on Sunday. But strange as it sounds, after dropping 8 of 11, the Rams are still alive in the playoff race. But it's a real long shot. They have to beat Miami on Sunday and hope that Minnesota, Atlanta, and Chicago all lose. Well, good luck. Well, there's still about a month left in the duck and goose seasons in our 4-state region, but there's something you need to think about the next time you're in the blind. Mike Wells explains on this week's edition of News Channel 6 Outdoors.
To a deer hunter, a big rack is a trophy. To a waterfowl hunter, a neck band or a leg band's a trophy too. But take a few minutes, if you get one with a neck band or a leg band on it, if you're hunting in Ballard County, go by the headquarters, let them get that number off and send it off for you. You're going to get the information back where that duck or goose came from. But if you're hunting in an area where you can't do that, take a few minutes, write that number down, and be extremely careful. Make sure that the right numbers are in place, because one number out of place is going to cause a lot of confusion. Send it off. They will send you that information. This is Mike Wells with WPSD Outdoors. We're going to see you next week.
Okay, thanks a lot, Mike. And finally, here is a fish story that is hard to believe, but it is very true. Last Tuesday, Rob Stucker was gigging on the Black River near Poplar Bluff, and all he did was haul in a Missouri state record long-nosed gar that weighed 30 pounds. This massive monster measured more than 5 feet long. Missouri State Conservation officials say the old state record for a long-nosed gar was 25 pounds. That thing must have looked like the Loch Ness Monster coming out of that
long. If you've been swimming in the river, you could have bit your leg off.
That's the very reason why I don't swim in rivers or lakes.
Thanks, Dave. Well, after the break, we will look ahead to the nightcast and wanted 1,000 teddy bears for Christmas. We'll explain next.
Isaiah 9:6. For a child will be born to us, a son will be given to us, and the government will rest on his shoulders, and his name will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Eternal Father, Prince of Peace.
Our parents took care of us when we were young. Now they need our help. Newt Gingrich and the Republicans want to slash Medicare, Medicaid, and break the government's pledge to provide health care for retired coal miners or their widows, just to give the rich another tax giveaway. Join the members and families of the United Mine Workers of America and tell the Republicans, hands off our parents' health care. They've earned it. The UMWA, fighting for working and retired Americans and their families every day.
May the joys, the goodwill, and spirit of love that symbolize the holiday season be yours throughout the years to come. Greetings and wishes of good cheer for you and yours from the James R. Cash auction family of Fancy Farm.
You could receive $50 for the news tip of the month. Call News Channel 6 at 1-800-4WPSD-TV or push pound and then dial News 6 on your cellular phone. A free service of United States Cellular.
The Tom Lewis Firm's new enterprise, Mayfield Loose Leaf and Kennedy of Mayfield announce upcoming sales. The next Burley sale will be January 8th at the new Enterprise floor. Future regular and no-frills dark-fired sale dates will be announced soon. This week's $150 winner is Terry Green of Benton. Glenn Perkins of La Center won $200, and Eddie Workman of Murray qualified for a chance to win $1,000 at the end of the season.
Nothing has influenced the character of our nation quite the way transportation has. And since 1924, Ashland has been there, refining the fuels that help define our nation. But as proud as we are of our heritage, it can't compare with our feelings for the region we call home.
Come on home to all the good things. Come on home and feel the pride. Come on home with Ashland. Come on home.
Coming up tonight on the Nightcast, are you looking for the perfect Christmas creation from your kitchen? Well, tonight at 10, find out how you can make those fancy party trays right at home. And on Burridge's Bag, we'll meet a woman who transforms her living room into a Christmas winter wonderland. Join us for these stories and much more tonight on the Nightcast at 10. Well, the Reedland Church is hoping your holiday cheer will spill over to their toy drive. Reedland Baptist wants 1,000 teddy bears to send to Russian children in hospitals and orphanages next year. The Reverend Paul Blizzard says the collection began after a mission group from the church went to Russia earlier this year. He says the group found many Russian children who had nothing.
Most of them were orphans. And so we gave them children's storybooks and Bibles, but we just thought that when we got back that we would collect some bears and bring them back next time and distribute them to these children that have absolutely no toys at all.
The church needs about 700 more bears. You can drop off the teddy bears at the church office during the day, Monday through Friday. Reedland Baptist is right in the middle of town, right in the middle of Reedland on the main road coming through there. Well, Cal, a messy night outside tonight.
That it is, and as I said before, if you're going anywhere tonight, please be very careful. We have not just the rain around, but some fog too, and slippery roads. No threat of ice tonight as far as I can tell. The possibility of a little sleet maybe mixing with the rain far northwest by tomorrow morning, but for most of us just rain. Then tomorrow it may get tricky with a changeover to snow.
Stay tuned for tomorrow. Thanks. That's News Channel 6 at 6. Thank you for being with us. We'll see you right back here at 10.
The ultimate in quality gifts available exclusively at Michelson's Kentucky Oaks Mall. Rolex, the world's most desired timepieces. Thin, elegant gold Swiss timepieces by Baume Mercier. Tag Heuer sports watches with Swiss perfection. The finest in writing instruments, Mont Blanc. Famous silver crystal from Swarovski. Handcrafted Waterford crystal from Ireland. World-desired china by Heron. The finest pearls by Mikimoto. Diamond creations from Jewels by Star. And Italian gold by Uno Air. Michelson Jeweler, Kentucky Oaks Mall.
Have you ever dreamed of owning a place in the country? Visit your neighbors at the Jackson Purchase Ag Credit Association and ask leading agricultural lender offering many advantages over other lenders. Ag Credit has competitive rates, excellent terms, low closing costs, and the experienced staff with the knowledge to guide you in the right direction. Make your dream home a reality. Contact the Jackson Purchase Ag Credit office near you.